.93.
Yeah, report 93. That's the Accent Core episode .93. I'm Kevin.
I'm Nolan.
Drew, are you there?
I think you caught him off guard because you went ahead and started.
Did I just go? Oh, I went. Drew is here. He might be doing something.
You pulled the trigger a little too early.
Listen, I activated.
Oh gosh.
Or maybe his mic. Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Oh,
You came
there we-
in. Uh-oh. Am I gonna have to restart it? Dare I? Is the connection bad? Am I bad?
Is it my fault?
I don't know. Uh-oh,
No.
He's relogging. This is the kind of material you get. You get when I just hit the button.
Just hit the button.
Yeah, I just go. We just hit buttons. We mash it out like cross Tekken.
So what are we doing? Are we going? Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. We're just going.
Okay.
I did the introduction.
Yeah, I heard that, and then you said you were Kevin, and then said no, I'm Kevin, and that's apparently when I died.
No.
We're all Squidward.
Squidward.
I'm Squidward. He's Squidward. Is there any other? All right. Anyways, we've got a lot of garbage to talk about. Part one. All right. What?
It's been a weird week.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on.
Yep.
Like in the Discord, usually we have like 3 things, and now we have like a bunch.
Yep.
So
A weird fog has rolled in over the internet.
yeah, it's the Halloween spooktacular. All right, let's get it
We're
going.
gonna just talk about Magic the Gathering for an hour.
Oh, we'll get there, but
strap it on.
Yeah, get in, strap it on, put on a fake dick. That was an old like. Was that Giant Bomb?
Giant
or was
Bomb.
that okay?
Yeah,
'Cause I thought it was
that was-
like maybe GameSpot.
No, that was Giant Bomb. That was the Saints Row
Saints Row.
PR.
Yeah, this kept saying strap it on.
Yeah.
And the one before that was the Haze, where it was the video game Haze, and like, oh god, one of the guys said like, gaming to me is a religion, and Haze is the shit. And that was like, I remember that quote just kept coming up in like the GameSpot version, where Jeff Gerstmann would just say, gaming to me is a religion, and Haze is the shit.
Oh.
But yeah, that happened.
If you haven't been, the Jeff Gershman show is pretty good to listen to, and he's had guests on the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I need to put. I usually put like one of those kinds of things on when I'm just like playing a game.
This past week is pretty good because it's Danny O'Dwyer is on, and it's a lot of talking shop.
Ooh, I like the
And
shop
Jeff-
talking.
Yeah, and Jeff talking about like the Jeff Gershman show is not the name he wants for the podcast, but at 0 hour he still needed a name, so it's probably going to get changed at some point.
Yeah, that's how the names go. You just pick one. I think.
And then you commit to it, like some podcasts.
Yeah.
And then you double down on it.
You triple down on it. You just keep going.
Tune in
down.
2 months.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. It's probably going to be. I think it's XR next.
Yeah, but okay. So the problem is you didn't go from. You went to not double X. You went to double X accent core plus R. So that means we have to go to Rev 2.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I'm like considering about like bringing back like crude drawings in front of like getting rid of the dumpster. Because
I like it because the dumpster is also not where you live
no,
anymore.
it's not where I live anymore, and part of it is just like the fear that got changed was that YouTube scare of like the for kids
Yeah.
children thing where people were
Yeah.
freaking out that saying
Copa.
like any drawing or cartoon was considered for children, and you might be like, oh, we're talking about like, yeah, because it was the idea of like, if you're this podcast, we're going to be talking about like video games and like SpongeBob or whatever. And then someone goes like, oh, this isn't for children, but it's about children's material. They're going to get rid of them. So like,
Go back to our Copa episode where we just swear a whole bunch.
yeah, I like that one. That's a good cold open. Which is apparently wrong. So anyway, let's do the Bayo 3 update. There's been updates to the Bayonetta 3 voice actor controversy.
Yep.
So if you weren't aware, last week the voice actress of Bayonetta came out saying Platinum only offered her $4,000 to do the voice of Bayonetta. To which, a lot of people got up in arms about because, hey, that's kind of messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that? Where she's like the voice, and you need to pay your voice actors correctly.
Yes.
So this week, Platinum Games has released a statement saying, "Yeah, we were going to give her $4,000 for each session, totaling in 5 sessions. So she's going to get paid around $20,000 to $15,000 in total for the whole game."
Yeah, and then everyone's like, "Uh-oh."
Everyone's like, "Oh."
Also, this is confirmed by like Steven Totillo or whatever.
A lot of major actors have confirmed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently that's like union standard pay too.
Yeah.
But I think it's also important to think like in terms of game development, that's still like a drop in the bucket.
Well, that's what,
like $20K on Steam game development is still like nothing.
Like we were saying that like even though she is correct about like voice actors needing to be paid more and whatever, and there is like there's issues. Don't get me wrong about pay representation whatever. I'm trying to
pay
use a
representation.
Yeah. I'm gonna say pay, money, like respect, hustle.
Yeah.
John Cena. But like at the end of the day, like she did basically lie about her stuff. Like, yeah, the union should basically say give us more money. But like also like yo, you actually did get what according to your union says is like a fair
Okay, so I have a couple issues with both sides of like one, she clearly like had this in the chamber and waited for like this point of the process to come forward. They can't at this point go back and be like, okay, fan demand, we're gonna let her revoice.
Yeah, they're
Bayonetta.
not just gonna patch it in.
Yeah, like they're not gonna do that. But on the other hand, this is also like 4K a session is the bare minimum. Yeah. And this is Bayo 3, and she has been like, I feel like a key part of that character. So it's also weird to me that they are just doing the bare minimum still. I don't know what numbers Bayo sells, but people seem to really like those games. It's popular enough to get into Smash Brothers, so I imagine it sells some units.
Yeah, but it is like, I think I would traditionally describe Bayo as like a AA video game where like it does well. Like it does well. It is, but it's not like it ain't Call of Duty.
No.
It ain't.
It's not Legend of Zelda.
No.
Yeah.
It ain't Splatoon.
Yeah.
Like it ain't like there, but it's like it's popular. It's well liked, but it's just, and she is correct about wanting to be paid more, but it's also like it's basically what became a clear black and white issue has, thanks to our internet society, become much more vague and concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what was like the David Hayter stuff with Phantom Pain or...
Oh, no, that wasn't like anything. That was just like Kojima wanted to have a big star in his...
Kojima desperately wants to have a movie.
Yeah.
To quote that tweet, he wants to scan in every famous person so he can make them into characters like Young Old Man or The Damage. Which is like such a it's like Kojima, but that's a completely different scale than what was being applied. That was what we will henceforth call the pratification of Metal
That's
Gear.
Kojima still like paying Keith or Sutherland
To hang out with them, but also for
Yeah.
Solid Snake.
and then still paying David Hayter to come in to do some voice lines as the real big boss.
But that is still some real like that is the much more like black and white, like that's kind of a dick move, Kojima, than this situation.
Oh, because this one is far more like there's a both there's like a variety of both incorrect on like the micro to macro scale of this one. It's why it's like it's and it also it's like you're doing this contextually for like a character action game on the Switch. So it's like oh man, there's a lot of
I do think it's funny that this thing made Kamiya deactivate his Twitter account for like a day.
Yeah.
He did not handle that well.
No.
He handles.
Did not.
No, he does not. Kamiya is honestly like the Japanese Elon Musk, where they need to take his Twitter away from him.
I heard there was like stuff where like people were getting mad because he was just on Twitter too much during the day. Like he's one of those guys where it's just like, nah, I'm always on Twitter.
Yeah. On the tweet deck.
Yeah, and listen, I'm someone who is like always on Twitter. I think I have Twitter open right now in like another window, so I can see if
I'll be honest.
takes.
So I'm on TweetAir a lot on my phone, and then I have Firefox set so when it opens, there's just a pinned tab that's Twitter notifications. And it's not my Twitter timeline because I'm already up to date on the Twitter timeline because of my phone, so I just need something showing me current notifications.
This would be a comic, but I don't want to draw comics at the moment. But like with like the Twitter mobile app, sometimes I'll get you get ads. And sometimes there's stuff for like Magic the Gathering. I'm like, okay, Twitter algorithm, you got that one right. And then sometimes it's for like vague medications.
Yeah.
And I'm like, uh-oh. What do you know, Twitter? Twitter's like, yo, have you checked out this like chemo recovery medicine? And I'm like, uh-oh.
So I definitely do say I like TweetAir better than regular Twitter on the mobile, except it can't handle threads that well from like that are retweeted into your timeline, and also some other problems. So I also have the Twitter mobile app, so I can click on the links in TweetAir and say open in browser, so it opens it in the Twitter app, so then I can navigate that content.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
But otherwise, I would say if you're using Twitter mobile, I just hate the actual Twitter timeline because they refuse to have it just be what it should. So you can plug in that series of arcane rules into your Twitter search bar to be like, search like tweets include native retweets followed by username, and then it's just, oh look, it's my timeline. It's a little broken because if multiple people have retweeted the same thing, it's going to show up like 3 or 4 times. But it's better than just regular Twitter timeline.
I think in summation, voice
Are you on co-host?
Yeah.
What?
Are you on co-host? In summation, are you on co-host?
No.
Okay. So as of course we're getting ready for the podcast, more news broke.
Ooh, breaking.
Breaking news.
Yeah. She's talking about it like, oh yeah, they actually, I mean, yeah, they offered me, the 4,000 for 5 sessions at a flat fee. That part's true. But what was it? She wanted just a little more. on, let me double check this.
Didn't she want like 6 figures plus royalty?
She wanted 250,000 was her final offer with royalties.
So that's $50K per session.
Which I would argue is only like fair for games like the Grand Theft Auto series. Like those people should be paid royalties because that game is sold like forever.
Yeah,
I think royalties are also good for indie games where they can't afford that upfront cost. So they can just be like, okay, but what if we paid you this and like 5 cents per game that's sold?
Or like a whatever. That would make sense, but it's like
Yeah.
there as we said, there's a difference between like being paid like we can say like 15K probably too low. 250K probably too high.
Honestly, if she'd said 100K, I may be siding with her. 100K sounds fair.
I think 50K sounds fair. This is
Okay,
this is someone who doesn't understand like whatever. Keep in mind
So they
that's
did
the disclaimer. I don't understand how like commissions and things work.
It's also just how expensive video games are to make, though.
Okay, so I guess the original offer they had was 15,000. She declined, and then they came back and said, "Hey, we just want you to do like a cameo in the game, so we'll pay you 20,000 for that instead." And that's when she's like, "No, give me $550,000, or that's it."
Yeah.
It's like, this is so annoying because movies always say, well, here's the budget for this film. But video games are such a like fucking secretive business.
Yeah.
That all you're gonna find if you try to figure out how much did this game cost to make, how much did Bayo 2 cost to make, you're just gonna find a Bayonetta 2 Reddit thread where they're like, I would think it probably cost this much to make this game.
Well, like, her whole thing she's been going on about is that Bayonetta is a $450 million franchise. Even though the franchise has been going on for the last 13 years, I don't think that's true at all. I would say maybe it's worth $100 million as a franchise.
I would go far lower.
So
I'm giving it more.
Sold 1.04 million copies worldwide, and that's just Bayonetta 2. Yeah. And so, like, that's just physical copies sold. That's not factoring in, like, just the inherent value of the IP as well. But so that's 50 million just from what Bayo 2 sold. I think saying 100 mil is fair. Yeah. People love Bayonetta, and dirty deeds done in the dark. To Bayonetta.
Yeah. But like, it's also like, this isn't a game that came out like 2 years ago. This is a game that's been out since 2009. And it's been re-released, I don't know, 5 different times now.
It's been out there a bunch.
Yeah. Let's see what Bayonetta 1 units sold are.
I don't think this isn't the multi-million-dollar franchise to go after. This is the one where if this game doesn't sell well, it's over.
Nolan, you got a problem there, because this is the only franchise she has.
That's true.
And you know what? That is true. That's all she has, and I'm pretty sure this is the final game.
But so I still think like Bayonetta 1 sold 1.35 million. So like if they could expect like 50 million is if everyone bought it new.
Yeah.
But so like 200K is what? Times 10 times it's like 1/100. It's like 1/100th of the money they'll get back expected. And that's being generous. That's saying they're only going to make 20 million units. Or like $20 million dollars coming in. That's like,
So I don't know
Yeah.
the profit margin on a video game.
I don't either, but like, also let's remember profits are just money that is not properly invested back into the company.
Finance is not my strong suit.
No, profits is what you get out of the product you've made.
I spent all my talent points of finance into manipulating how to like play Magic the Gathering Arena for free.
Yeah,
Like,
Kevin spent it
that's
all
it.
on microcurrencies.
I can navigate a microcurrency like card game, and then if you're like, well, what do you think about a bond? I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm still holding my, so with all this I'm still going to hold my pre-order.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Just
this got murky enough that I don't even think there's a moral quandary over holding your pre-order anymore.
no. To me, there is. I think if you want to get down to the end of it, there is no moral quandary of wanting to play Bayonetta 3. Like, yeah, just buy it.
No, Kevin, there is one.
Okay,
Are you gonna have her
outside
wear
of
clothes or not?
yeah, you gotta put them clothes on or off. Gotta turn the. Okay, so what I would say is there's no like societal moral quandary. You can just
Yeah.
Besides, just you're playing video games.
yeah, you're already doing that. You're already in there.
Or the scum of the earth.
Yeah, you're a gamer. Get out of here. The eternal conflict of people that play video games that hate people that play video games.
you know. Speaking
Oh.
about people that hate video games,
All right.
G4 is dead again.
Yep.
Yep.
G4 has been, it died, was stitched back together like the Frankenstein's monster, and then killed again.
I
So
somewhat, okay.
I need to find the article. It's either from Forbes or Bloomberg. But someone had been interviewing staff from G4 already for the past couple of months before this even happened. And so the word on the street is this was kind of like the pet project of Comcast CEO's son.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's
Along with such things as like running an esports team and some other stuff. And as you can expect from that kind of leadership, very fickle, making decisions, contradicting himself, pivoting randomly, and just like not having any real idea about what to do with this.
or the landscape of the current like
Also true.
video game talkie whatever, like, because even if you were to just like, which I think was, I never watched Reboot G4. I never
Same.
did. And part of that is because the old appeal of G4 was it was like produced,
The only thing you could watch.
well, it was produced content about video games in the pre-internet long-form internet video
Yeah.
era, where it's like, this is pre-streaming and stuff, where it's like, yo, X Play's gonna show off and it's a 30-minute review show about video games. And you're like, wow, that's wild. That is completely wild. But between that and then like we've gone to like people doing YouTube reviews of stuff, and then people making like their own like talk video game shows, or people just playing the game.
Yeah, or just skit-based video game shows. Like, man, there is such a wide swath of just video game content.
There are multiple shows that are just World of Warcraft news or Final Fantasy. Like, you could go in and you go, I just want to know about what's going on in WoW. And there are many YouTube channels that are that, and they're highly produced.
Yep.
Or not even like, maybe not like TV show quality, but at least like internet YouTube quality. We're like, yeah, that's like a well done thing.
Yeah. And this is just ignoring G4 had problems before.
Oh, it was already
the rebirth.
yeah. This is like
it's always been done. Like, the people making the content care about it, but the people financing the projects don't understand video games at all, and like
Well,
there Jeff Gershman was talking about the like Halo 5 exclusive trailer G4 had paid money to air during E3. And like just as it's starting, some fucking producer cut to commercials. And he's like, yeah, you can see like Adam Sessler over there being like, what the hell just happened? What is going on here?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there's a lot of just it's like I get the appeal of trying like I always feel like if you wanted to be reboot G4, what you would have done is you would have taken like some internet YouTube people and just paid them like put the little G4 logo on your videos and we'll give you some more money to do what you're doing, but like you don't have to worry about rent anymore. Like I always considered like that's what I would do if I'd be like, hey Mandalore Gaming, do you want some money? You just make your video about Arcanum, some PC game from like 2001. We'll slap on another couple zeros to your like YouTube check. There you go. And everyone's like, yo, that's cool.
So my problem with that is then you're gonna have to find people who are okay putting their content onto your channel for those and not putting it onto their own channel.
Well, no,
because that
oh, and my thing,
that's
you put it on your own on their channel. It's sponsored by whatever.
so then you have the problem of you're not gonna actually see any growth though. No one's gonna be. Why do I actually care about the G4 thing? Like you're not gonna get any return on your investment in buying this brand, then, Kevin.
That's true.
And that's the problem.
And my examples of when that's worked is like actually in recent times, like Magic the Gathering has just started giving Ristic Studies videos to like put on their channel. It's just like I'm like, yeah, that's an easy win. You just pay him to make a video about whatever the art of the new set. He'll do it.
Yeah, but again, that's different though too, because Magic's selling the product. G4's not selling the video games.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's doomed from the start because it's like, why would I watch?
Yeah.
Why would I watch the Nerd Channel when?
Yeah, there's no reason to. Like that is a very hard thing to do nowadays.
You either need to have really good personalities or you got to have like
started 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Because how many well-produced things like this are there anymore? Like, and I mean like TV well-produced, not like Giant Bomb well-produced.
None.
What is it? What's Greg Miller's like?
I don't know. I don't watch that.
But like Up Down Down Gaming, I think has like nice production values.
I mean, it's hard for me because like I don't like.
Same. You know the only good news site I have for what I care about?
What's that?
Event Hubs, and it sucks ass. It is clickbaity media coverage garbage.
I mean, basically I've gone down to like my video game news. It's either This Week in Video Games by Skill Up or the Castle Super Beast. That is like 99% of my video game news.
It's either Castle Super Beast or Inside Gaming, and that's it.
And of course, that's a thing Accent Core Plus R for all your gamer needs.
The major one. The big hitter out of it.
Yeah, you should listen to that. But like if I look at like my YouTube channel, it's all like it's like here's the Magic the Gathering stuff.
Yeah.
Here's like some Warhammer things and space videos.
Yeah. But so I get bored at work and I'll browse Kotaku to see what their articles are, and it's also just like clickbaity bullshit.
Yeah, I don't.
I just
Yeah, Kotaku used to be on like when I'd wake up in the morning, I would check like 8 web comics and Kotaku. Those were the days. Like before I went to school. Speaking of before I went to school, you guys see that new Homestar Halloween cartoon with the DLC?
Oh, oh
no,
no.
I have not seen it yet.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's Homestar. They just did one of their old, and then they gave it the quote unquote DLC upgrade, which is kind of funny. But it's like, man. And then you realize that Homestar Runner is over 20 years old.
Yep.
Which is both inspiring because, yeah, they still got it. And you watch it and you get that little kind of warmth in your heart. It's like, yeah, it's Homestar. But then
Was that the one where they're handing out the awards?
No, this is the one where they're telling the spooky campfire story around with the flashlight. And there's a goblin.
Okay. I started to watch one, I guess, a couple weeks ago. That was like an updated cartoon that they had started and never finished.
Now this is one of the key parts is like they showed like unnecessary finger animation where Strong says like it zooms in on the thing and you see him like click up and down the flashlight with like a finger before it just made a sound, and they're like advanced DLC purchased. I'm like, yeah, that's where video games at right now. We gotta remaster that hideous classic Horizon Zero Dawn. Where I don't know, they just, man.
The well-known classic, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Which is a really good game, but like, graphics do nothing to me in video games.
Oh.
Same.
Like,
I can see that robot dinosaur a lot better.
Well, let's just say art style does a lot for me in video games, but graphics do not.
Yeah,
that's all that actually matters.
Do a lot. Speaking, all right, I'm just jumping around now because I saw it about that new Call of Duty, Nolan. What's going on with that?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I have no idea.
Have any of you seen any of the stuff about it?
The only thing I saw was like either what's it called? Not like a.
So this is like the new one that's just come out, right?
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2. Yeah.
So I've seen some of beta play, and I know what the features entail, but I don't actually know anything about the game. Other than apparently Ghost and some other guy.
No.
Here's what
I'm talking about the campaign.
Yeah, this is what I know about.
No, I do not know anything about campaign.
I saw one.
Did they rewrite it so the Russians did some of the stuff the U.S. did again?
Oh, of course they do. This is what they do. So this is what I know about the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign. One, there's like a scene in like Amsterdam that's like beautifully rendered and modeled, and I saw a tweet that says like, why do we gotta play Call of Duty? You spent all this effort to just shoot some army mans. Like, I don't get it. And two, I saw the scene where it was just said like you're doing some kind of police Call of Duty thing, and it just says de-escalate situation, and you're just pointing guns at people.
Aim down sights to de-escalate.
Yeah, aim down sights to de-escalate the situation. And everyone's like, yeah. So Nolan, what do you know?
Well, there's all. Take down that terrorist. Oh no, he's in this small town. Hit the schools. It's fine. we got to make sure we get rid of the bad guy. You like break into an apartment building and you shoot a terrorist guy, and then like his wife with a baby in her arms is like, you killed my husband, and starts pulling out his gun, and they're like, don't make me do this, lady, don't make me do this.
Well, listen, Nolan, that baby's a baby terrorist. You can tell. You can tell it in their eyes.
If we would have left that baby alone, he would have become the next Osama bin Laden. All right,
that baby probably had a suicide explosive vest on and was going to start crawling at you.
Listen, it's like a Pokemon when a terrorist breeds.
I don't know if they're doing it on purpose or not, but it's almost like they're like, yo, America like really fucked up. during the War on Terror.
But
We did awful shit.
But is it like that, or is it like that's unintentional, and this is supposed to be like they're trying
It's
to?
unintentional. It's supposed to be like they're heroic heroes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That's what I'm looking for. Is the unintentional like this isn't coming across as what you think it's coming across as when you're showing like the.
Well, no, that's
dilemma.
the problem. That is the propaganda, like American Sniper Bradley Cooper bullshit. Of people are like, yeah, soldiers get put in these tough decisions, and they got to protect our liberties.
I gotta find it, but there's like there's a TV, like it's an American TV show that talks about like soldiers, and there's one scene where it's like there's this old man that sees a sniper and he's like about to shoot at him, so the sniper murders him, and then like his son comes by, picks up the gun, and tries to shoot at the sniper. Then a little child comes by and picks up the gun because you just murdered his dad and his granddad. And he's like, I gotta shoot the kid. He's got a gun.
Oh.
He definitely knows how to use that. It could hit me from like 2,000 yards away.
Oh man.
So it is like the ultimate. If they stepped back and thought about it, it is the ultimate argument against how invading other spaces does not solve any problems. All it does is make the next person want to fight.
I have a similar, but like probably to like either a lesser extent of like the geopolitical horror, but like when I was watching like a review of like the Batman game and it was looking terrible.
Gotham Knight.
Yeah. But then you're seeing like the Batman people fight like 50 criminals and my brain's just going like, what's wrong with like Gotham to have so many criminals? And like
Bruce
like
Wayne and based all his money and cool tactical gear instead of social services.
And in my
brain, and socioeconomic problems that plague Gotham.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm over analyzing this children's thing.
Oh, no.
But the thing is to try to make the children's thing for like that game is targeted towards targeted towards like our age.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But when you're doing that, like my brain has slowly evolved where I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, I don't think it's cool that Batman, like not all those goons of the Joker are there by choice.
Yeah, really. Some of them are working for Wayne Corps and having to get food stamps because they don't get a living salary because some jerk off at the top of the company is getting a fat paycheck so he can fix his super cool superhero car and make it go even better and also be a jet.
Oh, no. Also, remember, a lot of people got kicked out of their homes because they turned a part of Gotham into Arkham City.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, that classic where they just decided to just turn like, all right, blocks A through, like we're just gonna take that chunk, we're gonna build a wall around it and dump in super villains. Good luck.
Whole area. You guys deal with that, I guess.
If they didn't like it, Nolan, they could simply move.
Yes.
Yeah. The poor people who can barely afford to make a living, they could just move.
They could
Nolan.
just move. They could just move. But yeah, it's like, and part of that's like this disillusionment where I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't think you understand what you're hitting at. I feel like Call of Duty's like the same way, where it's like I as dumb as this makes me say, and as dumb as this makes me sound, and hypocritical, but I feel like I'm too smart for it.
But, like, that's the problem is they do know what they're saying. That's why they changed the, like, war crimes that we committed to be. No, the Russians did this, though.
That was
like, they know exactly what they're doing, and it's just the people who play Call of Duty don't play the campaign, and if they do, they don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just this pointless well, it's not pointless, but it's just the literal indoctrination. It used to be Sergeant York in the movie theater starring Gary Cooper to say war is good and we're the good guys and enlist to fight the Nazis, and now it's saying join up with the army so you can be a cool Call of Duty guy and fight the terrorists.
Yvonne et Niage.
Yes. Yes. Hey, you join the Navy.
That's the superliminal. We've got liminal, subliminal, and superliminal. LT Smash, Lieutenant Smash. Oh man, that's when Simpsons was like really good.
Yep.
Join the army so you can be on the army esports team.
There you go.
Yeah. God, I fucking hate those. Ugh. Going up.
Welcome to the horror of like the lame cyberpunk. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the bland dystopia.
It's just technology's not quite there. Like there's stuff there. You can drones are strong enough that you can make a hoverboard nowadays.
Yeah, I saw like a Green Goblin man flying around on one of those.
Exactly. And like VR is steadily getting there, but you can't afford the graphics cards you need to run that.
Also, the things of like VR are like horrible. Or it's like behold Facebook. It's like, no, I'm not gonna go into Mark Zuckerberg's like GameCube VR Facebook. Or Roblox
talking about
Walmart.
art directions.
Or it's like in Roblox, the guy goes, "Welcome to the Walmart Roblox server, where you can experience the joys of Walmart and Roblox." I'm like, what is this?
That's only good if you can shoplift.
Or just it's like why does the dishwasher need to have a Wi-Fi connection? Why is my data that valuable, China? You don't need it. You really don't. You're not getting anything from that data.
Look, it's $1,000 more, but now you have a fridge that, you can see into it from the outside.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Where it's like the they had like the revolutionary e-doors that have like a real-time updating image of like of
just put a window in there.
Yeah.
We have technology.
Yeah, it's not a window to the freezer, it's a screen, and the screen projects an image of what's inside.
Every grocery store is already equipped for this.
Yeah, it's called a window. But yeah. How speaking of things I couldn't handle, what do you guys know about the flat Earth of Lord of the Rings?
I have no clue what you're talking about on that one.
So I didn't know about this until fairly recently. But in the Tolkien Lord of the Rings canon, Middle Earth is flat. Until like the whole Sauron thing, because then the gods cursed man by the earth being round, but it's not round for the elves. So that's why at the end of the movie, like the books, the elves could sail away to like the promised land because the earth is flat and their ships will go to it, but a human ship would curve around because it's curved. This is a real thing. Apparently, Tolkien had, and it's very hotly debated because he was like both pro and against having Middle Earth be flat, like through several like books. He like flip-flopped a couple times. It's like, no, that's stupid. No, it's fine. No, it's stupid.
I've said this many times, but Tolkien is just a like subpar D&D dungeon master.
But he was the first one.
Yes.
You get credit for being numero uno.
Exactly.
You get big credit for doing it.
He's the guy that has like the worst campaign and boring storylines.
I just think it's too boring. And that's my chud reaction. But I just thought I just thought it was really funny. Drew's coming back and go, I don't know, he might be having problems. Maybe the flat Earth. I think the flat Earth of Lord of the Rings is too much. You couldn't handle it.
The light of, I was going to make up a name, but it would still sound right, so I'm not going to.
Also, that's the theory of why Legolas's like elf eyes could see farther, because he didn't have to contend with the curve of the Earth.
Can you guys hear me?
Now he can.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's my headphones being weird. I don't know.
That's fine.
Um,
What do you think
so I
about?
think that I think that is sick as hell.
I unironically like the flat Earth because in Lord of the Rings because that's like some fantasy garbage I want to see.
Yeah, and like especially that it's like selectively affecting only one of the races. That is rad
Yeah,
as hell.
and it's so they can't travel to the Promised Land, so they can't get on the boats. Hobbits
Really, it's
can.
that's what happened when Adam and Eve ate the fruit. They rounded the
Yeah,
earth.
they rounded the Earth. Eden is just like over there, past the ice wall. You can't get
Their
in.
Yeah.
their
Can you still hear
perception
me?
changes how the
Yes,
Earth is round.
Okay.
but yeah,
Um.
I thought that was an interesting fact I learned, and I wanted to share it because it's been living rent free in my brain.
So I posted something in chat when we were talking. I tried to talk about it some, but just before the Lord of the
I
Rings
saw the
things.
mini brands.
Yeah, these are like blind boxes you can get that are just literally real brands. Like Hershey's, Hubba Bubba, Icy's,
Just
and it
in
is just
just in
selling
small.
capitalism
Is it
as
is it just like a
what?
tiny like fake bag of Hershey's?
Yeah,
No,
so it's like you open the thing and it's like a little miniature product. It's not edible or anything. It's just like a toy product. It's like
so
imagine a GI Joe sized Hershey bar.
yeah. Uh, so Drew, I am very well versed in these because
Why?
I have someone in my life who loves miniature products and thinks they're so cute and wants to put them on shelves so she can look at them.
Oh, that's like Hank Hill's mom. She likes her
Yes.
miniatures, her little glass miniatures.
That's Linda. Oh no, Hank Hill's mom.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Linda also has her.
Listen, women like miniatures.
But like,
Men like
oh my
miniatures
god,
if they're space marines. That's
it's just
that's how it goes.
it's not even like any artistic merit to it. It's just, hey, here's that product that we can sell. And now we've just immortalized it forever.
Oh well, don't worry. There's also the golden ones, which are rare. So now there's the collection aspect to it.
Hell yeah.
Like as if there's not enough the Hershey bar wrappers in the junkyard. Now there's just fake miniature Hershey bars in the junkyard too.
I literally have a cabinet just full of a bunch of miniature brands that I it's a cabinet I bought and hung up so that she could use.
Yeah.
So what garbage do you get to collect since she gets her miniatures, Nolan? Is that how you get to justify your Warhammers?
And Magic
Yeah.
the Gathering.
100%. This was the deal. I would get her mini brands if I'm allowed to buy Warhammer.
Yo, that's fair. Listen, that's miniature for miniature. It's an equivalent exchange.
We talked over with each other and we made a fair deal.
That is a healthy relationship, like unironically, because you discussed and you compromise. That's what you do.
She's getting mad at me now. I can see her from here.
No, it's okay. Listen, I do not disparage people for their hobbies. I disparage the hobby itself. Let me tell you.
Yep, same.
Yeah. No, you could like it.
Yeah, no,
I do have a problem where Kelsey does not distinguish that. So if I'm like talking smack about something she likes, she does feel accosted, and I'm like, "But Criminal Minds is stupid." Doesn't mean you're stupid. It's fine.
Yeah.
But Criminal Minds is stupid.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah. My value judgment on a brand is never the value judgment on a human.
Yeah, really. I can understand you want to shut your brain down and just enjoy garbage.
In fact, I think in our current horror that we live through, sometimes you just like, I just need it.
Yeah.
It's like you because I think like to quote, I think it was Pat on like the last Super Beast about like the Bayonetta thing, where there are people out there that are like, I work my terrible job. Please just let me play my Bayonetta game. I just want to play Bayonetta. I want to go home and do flip kicks and punch some angels.
please.
Please. I don't ask for much.
I'm being crushed under the boot of capitalism. Just let me have this.
Yeah. But of course, capitalism won't let you have that either.
Well, it will if you pay
That's-
for it. You just gotta swipe. How are you liking the Marvel Snap, Nolan?
So, I didn't have a
Stop
whole
doing
lot.
this to him, Kevin. Nolan
Yes.
was a pure boy.
Yeah.
And
I
now
will
you got him
say-
playing Magic the Gathering and buying Warhammer
Yeah.
and playing Marvel Snap.
Yeah, I am the new Antichrist. That's what you get.
So, what happened was I saw a Twitter ad for it, and I remember, hey, Kevin said this is pretty good. Let me give it a chance.
It is pretty
And I
good.
told him, it's all right. But now it's officially become it's my, essentially.
Yeah, it's a good mobile game. Like it's like a legitimately good phone game.
Let me sit down and play this because they're not long. They're like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah. Like I think it's just like my biggest complaint with Marvel Snap is whenever I want to play a card game on the computer, because I am a grognard nerd, I'm gonna play for like an hour plus, and Marvel Snap does not work for me for like over an hour. It's like 20 minutes, and then I'm like, yo, I'm good. But that's fine. I personally like
it's
the
nothing.
on reveal. I think the good early deck is the on reveal, where you get a bunch of on reveal synergies, and you're trying to end it with Odin. I think that's a strong starter.
My deck. That's all I use.
It's very strong because that's like the one they give you. You get white tiger. You get the white tiger that curves into Odin, and that's like strong as hell. You put in some of the other stuff in there.
Oh. I like to Spider Woman into Odin, so I get that -2, especially if stacked on the other side.
I mean, it also all depends like what the current the incentivized like location is, because sometimes like if the one that like doubles or on reveals, you want to do that, but then there's other ones where it's like you might want the ongoing ones, or maybe like the one where you can just it's good.
Punisher, so you just
Yeah. Or if they're gonna swarm and then you put pun, and then there's always it's a good game. It's a very good game. I think I just I liked it and I played it. I just I got what I need to get out of it.
Games something, we just that's a bad segue.
Yeah.
Speaking about long-winded conversations, let's talk about Hunter x Hunter.
Oh Lord!
Hell yeah!
Man.
It's back.
The thing of one guy is going to have a conversation for like 2 pages, but I really love it.
Yeah, exactly. I do not agree with the sentence of like show don't tell, like when it comes to graphic arts, because that is the point. There is both text and pictures.
I think I'm in the disagreement because like my brain starts to glaze over. Like I read these last couple chapters and I'm like, I don't like it.
So the problem there, Kevin, is it's been 4 years since you read what's happening.
Like they were on the boat. I read the part of the boat and Kurapika was there and he was having a real bad time with Bodhi the dolphin. And then I'm coming back and then there's like this group and the blood guys there. And then he can turn stuff into stuff, and I don't know. I don't remember.
I will also say if you don't have it, you should download Manga Plus. So then you can, like, if you want to, read the current arc, and what's more, read it translated by a professional translator, and not the fucking people who will say all according to Keikaku. Keikaku means plan as a translator note. Like, it is astounding to me as each week I read One Piece twice. I read it on Friday when the pirated version comes out, because I can't wait till Sunday when the official version comes out. And then I read it on Sunday. I'm like, oh, this is a much better translation. I like this a lot more, and not just because they put an L in Zolo's name,
Yeah.
but like, so it is. All of Hunter x Hunter is currently free to read on Manga Plus until at least the end of the year. I expect the promotion will continue past, but as it is, all currently running Shonen Jump titles you can read for free on Manga Plus.
It's fucking great.
So
Oh,
Hunter x
glad.
Hunter, I've started rereading from the election arc, and once I finish that to current, then I'll start rereading it from the beginning, probably.
listen, you just gotta know how. Like, it took me a couple times, but I'm pretty sure how the Hisoko Crollo fight plays out.
Also, yeah, let's talk about fan translations. Let's talk about Crollo Lucifer's name.
I still liked it as Chrono Lucifer. I thought that was cool.
No, I fucking love the like whenever they have X's and shit in it, and it looks like it's spelled in Wookiee.
Yeah, Kashyyyk. Kashyyyk, whatever.
Let's see if I can find it.
But yeah, the Hunter. I still like that Hunter x Hunter. It's happening. It's weird. My brain can't handle it.
The abilities are like dumb and stupid, and I love that.
Fucking,
I
love it.
I like Chainsaw Man because I could comprehend it. I'm like, oh, okay. This is
That- Oh man's made for your basic American movie watcher.
it's made for my sensibilities of like, oh, I can read and understand. And now the demon's cranky.
Yeah.
More devils
Man.
cranky.
I love playing I leave it up to her.
I can read your mind. I don't like you. Get out of here. What? Yeah.
I'm so happy that we now get like a double dose of Chainsaw Man because every Tuesday we get an anime and a manga chapter.
Yep.
Dang, I need to actually. Yeah, I was my weekend, my evenings have been too spent finishing up video games. I need to actually watch Chainsaw Man.
Yep. That and I watched the first 2 episodes of Revolutionary Gundam Utena.
Yeah.
I don't like the main character.
Yeah,
Like,
she's not.
yeah, she's a whiny baby. She's one of those characters of like, oh, I'm so embarrassed about everything. Oh no. And it's like, oh my god, this sucks. Why can't imagine if it was Uchna and then instead on
Ange.
who's the girl who got slapped all the
I
time?
don't know. You got to be slapping on. Oh God.
Remember either?
Oh man, my brain died. Whatever.
But yes,
Ainsley.
It's like Anji. No, that's a no. Auntie. No, it's not Auntie.
Anthe.
Anthe. You're right.
But okay, so I want the main gun girl instead of the awkward whatever bullshit we have to just be Uchna, but then Anthe, I want to just be like a total bitch. That's what I want.
No, she gets 5
Drew.
off the face. Slap.
I'll go ahead and tell you. There's two more episodes into that. She starts getting bitchier.
Good. But I need the main character to be better.
Well, that's
She does a little bit better in episode 3, and then episode 4 she starts crying because she's getting bullied.
Oh!
Good.
Which then cuts to another little girl just beating the shit out of the 2 bullies.
There you go.
You're now the best duelist in school. Stop bullying me, win.
Well, that's because she used the Dark Magician.
God, I hate it so much.
I'm way more interested in all the background characters than I am of her now. It's been a big shift.
Like, God.
Listen, I will say, out of all the Gundam pilots, she's got the best kills early on. She as a like 5-year-old baby, she just murdered 3 people.
Yep. That's where that show peaked. And then her
Yeah,
dad was a cool guy. Was there some third? Oh, I watched the first episode of Mob. I need to watch more Mob.
Oh, dude, Mob this season's great.
Yep, as always.
Mob's like, hey, there's a lot of girls talking to me. Maybe I'm getting popular.
Also, yeah, like it was this season where I like hit me of like, oh yeah, the bodybuilder club are middle schoolers. Like they're all jacked and ripped, and it's like they're middle schoolers.
Yeah,
That's not right.
Little children.
they are childs.
I now like that both Mob and now the new guy that works the office are just cleaning up everything.
Yeah.
Even better, because now there's 2 of them.
Yep. That
Which-
guy's. They both believe Reagan.
Yeah, they do. So many. Did you see the OVA?
No, I just I have to force myself to watch anime now.
No.
I'm in that boat. It is really hard for me to watch anime.
Like time for like gaming and TV shows just to watch anime now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta download the pre-patch for World of Warcraft Dragonflight.
No, okay,
I need to
We'll
know
go back.
about the dragons.
come on, you're done.
Listen, my D&D game ended. I gotta fill that spot.
I keep thinking about running a D&D game, and it never happens.
It's so much work. It's so
Yeah,
much
I know.
stupid work.
That's why I
Like,
don't do it.
It is one of the reasons why we ended is because the guy DMing it was like also doing another one, and he was like, "I can't do 2. It's too much. It's way too much." Like that is basically, if you're a dungeon master, your second job is running the campaign, because you got to be good. With like a bad dungeon master, it ain't gonna work. It don't work.
With a Tolkien dungeon master, it's gonna suck.
Oh no, I think actually a Tolkien would work, because he
Yeah, 'cause
does all the
Tolkien-
role planning, and that's like
Yeah,
the
I was
hard
gonna say-
part.
The good part Tolkien did is how much like background lore is in Lord of the
Yeah, like
Rings.
if you want to ask the elf what happened to like Tyr's whatever, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, let me tell you about it."
Let me tell you about the 5th century and the lasting effects that have rung out across the eras since.
Where is the 7th ring that the dwarves forged? And he'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's in Mount blah blah blah. There's a goblins there, maybe 3 trolls. I mean, the troll mating habits tend to go around that area, so there might be like a
Fun
few.
fact: for the
Let me
longest
tell
time, it was thought as the 6th ring before the true 6th dwarven ring was found, and this was renamed the 7th.
Yeah. That's what you want in a dungeon master. Also, you want your dungeon master to let you roll with it. That's like a key part.
Yeah.
You need to have an element of, now we're just gonna roll with it.
Yeah, of like, nope, this is a good idea, and I'm rewarding this storytelling, and so it's just gonna hit. Also, it's finding enough people.
Oh no, it's the scheduling, and that's like the appeal of the MMO is like you can get on and do a dungeon and do some stuff, but you don't have to be like, all right, everybody, it's D&D night. Or is
It's
Thursday
like,
okay?
yeah, I know.
Is Thursday okay? No, Thursday's not okay this week. We got to do it on Wednesday. Oh no, maybe not. Okay, so next Wednesday.
Okay, we're gonna do it once a month. That's what's happening here. It's a once a month thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like enough where it's like, okay, what if I do this, but it's under the guise of being like, no, I want you guys to like get to know Kelsey better. Meanwhile, it's Kelsey. No, I think they really would like to get to know you better, and I think it's important for you to get to know them, and this seems like a great way to do it. And really, it's just to run a D&D campaign.
See, my philosophy of role playing is that I always try to win. And how I define victory is that my character is the best character. Now, they don't have to be best in combat, but the most well-liked. That is how I always play D&D. Also, evil. That's my two rules. I'm like, my characters are going to be evil, and my character is going to be the best one that becomes the main character. And I always make this happen. I've done it several times. Where I'm like, no, my character's going to be the one everyone's like, oh, they're the best one. I'm good at it. Like, good at it. I've only done it like a couple times, but you know.
I have a problem with that. Where I always make a fun, goofy character.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Just
to
because
win.
I always even when I try to do like a serious one, he always like starts sliding back into being a goofball.
No, that's how you win, Nolan. That's a top tier strategy. You
And it's also
what?
It's also weird of like, do you do character voices or do you not do character voices? And how much do you balance on the table versus off the table?
I had to do character voices because people were getting upset when I was when my character declared the tier list of who he likes, and people were upset. I'm like, no, that's the characters talking. My character.
I like doing voices better because it keeps you like, when you're if you're talking to another player or if your character's talking to another character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The /OOC.
Just as long as you do a bad accent of anything, you're good.
Yeah, there you go. Just how much of a character do you sound like a character in Clarence? That's a good way to do it. Yeah, yeah, but that's my advice: is that you got to play Dungeons and Dragons. You got to win. You got to play to win, and playing to win means your character is the best and the story happens interestingly. If you do that,
play to win.
Also, always subvert whatever the dungeon master thinks you should do. So, like, if they think a thing can be like fought, try to talk it out, and if they want to thing to talk it out, try to kill. Because
Kevin, and now I wonder why the DM chose the other group to continue with instead of your group.
I'm telling you my secrets. These are my role-playing secrets. Make your character intentionally bad at some things, but try to let the DM allow you to do one or two things that are going to become really overpowered later on, because that's just like a trait that you do. That's an important thing.
You sound like a nightmare to role play with.
I'm fantastic. You just gotta let me do what I want to do. Well, because
where it's like, okay, I'll let this slide, but then I'm gonna go every time you roll. It would be judged so critically. Oh nope, sorry.
That's fair.
No. The real trick is to do something that's overpowered and broken, but you use it rarely.
Yeah, you gotta use it rarely. You gotta keep it spicy. You gotta make it spicy. You gotta I don't know. I think part of it is just I like playing evil characters. I really enjoy it. Because then you get to do because the whole fun of it is it's like you're not always evil. But when you are, you really are. So then you gotta wait for it. Yeah, I have fun. Anything else you want to talk about? Other than my regular tips.
Let me look.
I watched several foreign horror movies this week. If you can, Deep Red is good. It's by the same guy who did the original Suspiria. And it's that same quality level, or at least check out the soundtrack for it. Hatching is a Swedish picture on Hulu about a young girl who finds an egg from a cursed crow. I'll say a cursed crow that and it's got a lot of really good body horror stuff in it. And then I watched Audition, which is imagine if the grotesqueness of the horror torture porn in Hostel, but there's a competent movie surrounding it instead of Hostel.
So there was some substance to the style, you would say.
Yes. Yes, and that's a Japanese picture. So I got the Italians, the Finns, and the Japanese in this week.
Yay.
Uh, they're probably in illicit ways to find them, or they're also on Canopy if you got it, or Hulu.
I watched football. Both Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers lost yesterday, and that's kind of shocking. But I think we're done.
I think we're done.
Are we done? Okay, bye everybody.
Later days.
Bye.
Oh.